I got both machines going, I'm going to go on and do a 100-hour review on the disc mulcher. Both of our blades are actually running on bar feed cycles. Got some small parts running in there, stainless. Steel ones running in that machine. And they're both running on bar pulls. They'll just keep on running, pulling the material out. It's gunshots, it's hunting season. Don't mind that, we're in the country. So that's the 48-inch disc mulcher by Rut Manufacturing. Sorry, I've been drinking iced coffee all day. There's your website, phone number. We cater to a lot of hunting and off-road racing customers, so a lot of the land clearing we do is basically our customers. It's we actually do a lot for our customers. So this thing gets used pretty much. We've had it, I don't know, 4 months, 100 hours on a track loader with this unit. We're at 33 gallons per minute flow rate on the hydraulics. This is a 74 horsepower high flow TL8 Takeuchi. Running this unit, give you from an engineering standpoint, as you know, I'm an ME. I'll give you my opinion on this mulcher. It's state of the art for what you pay. I mean, I'm just gonna be bottom line. It is state of the art for what you pay. I got a couple of buddies that are full time. They have drum style mulchers. One has a dentist, the other one has a I forgot what brand it was. I can't remember. Both of them have drum style mulchers. I'm the only one that showed up with a disc. Personally, I just thought the price was right. It's not full time, and like I said, I only cater to people who do a lot of hunting and they need hunting clearing, and also people that are just building a cabin in the middle of nowhere. That's basically why I chose a TL8. It's a smaller unit. It can get to a lot of places your 1400 horsepower or 1400 pound skid steers cannot get to. I can get through swampland better because it's a little bit lighter, and by all means it's not light. With the head on it, it's about 11,400 pounds, but compared to what my buddies are running, they're close to 16,500 pounds between drum mulcher and their 100 horsepower track loaders. But anyway, enough said. I'm gonna get to the review. At 100 hours, I am still on all the top cutters, or just the way they came. I have not rotated them, not replaced them, absolutely nothing at all. They are still the same way this drum came from the day I bought it at 100 hours, and they're still pretty sharp. All the top ones. Front ones have been sharpened several times. What I mean by the front, I'm referring to the ones on the side. They have been sharpened several times. As you can see, this thing still spins freely after 100 hours. The bearings are still good. Nothing wrong. The lower cutters, 2 have been replaced, but that's basically just by nature of the job. You pretty much go out there and you hit metal every once in a while. You hit rocks. They've been sharpened 3 times, all the lowers. There's a lot of sand here in East Texas, so the sand pretty much grinds them down to nothing. The quality of the product, outstanding. As you can see, this thing is welded everywhere. There's no corners that were not welded. What you see in a lot of these products, to keep costs down, they do stitch welding. There's nothing wrong with stitch welding. In fact, 90% of your OEM vehicle manufacturers do not weld full components on the chassis. It's all stitch welding. This thing, however, there is no corner that's not welded. Nothing. You won't find a single, even your push bar is welded all the way around, and really that could have been damn near tacked, but that's even welded all the way around. Materials, there's no sacrifice for thin materials. Obviously thick material adds weight, but as an engineer, sometimes it's better to overkill than to underkill, or build just enough. The bean counters like to build just enough. Any engineer knows what I mean by bean counters. They like to, first project, they come in and save money by thinning out materials. There's nothing thin on this bad boy. Your gauge, hydraulic gauge, is actually large enough that you can see it inside your track loader. I've seen other manufacturers put a 2-inch gauge there, and you damn near got to open a door and use a pair of binoculars to see it. reinforcement around where your quick attach is. Not only have 1/2 inch plate here, but you got an additional 1/2 inch plate reinforcing this one. That's a scratch, it's not a crack. So you can see that thing is on there. It's not going anywhere. You're not going to crack it, you're not going to bend it, you're not going to break it. It's stout. I cannot complain. I mean, look at this thing. Is probably your push bar length. Not only works as a push bar, but if you look at the way it's designed, it's actually part of a gusset on a frame of this disc mulcher. You know, and those of you who understand what disc mulchers are all about, give you an idea. And I'm sure there's going to be somebody out there who wants to doubt me, but I don't care. I'm giving you my review. A disc mulcher will outperform, outrun, outcut any drum style mulcher on the market. However, the disclaimer is a drum mulcher will produce a much better mulch. My buddies are running 60-inch drum mulchers on 110 horsepower track loaders. One is a Takeuchi, one is an ASV. I can outrun them with a 74 horsepower and a 48-inch disc mulcher. However, like I said, disagree or agree, I don't care. I'm telling you what I've done, what I understand as an engineer, and what this thing does in person. It will outrun a drum mulcher by 20%. But the material coming out of a drum mulcher is different than what comes out of a disc mulcher. This thing will spit out chips that are 6-7 inches long. Every now and then you get 10 inches, and you got to go back over them 2 or 3 times. So yes, it is a bigger chip. It's not as fine as a drum mulcher, but it will outrun. If your customer does not care, or if you want to constantly go back over it, you can, and you will get those finer chips. A drum mulcher, by all means, will give you a much finer chip, but it's at a cost. It takes longer to do the job, but it will give you a better chip. You can get over material once or twice, and you got basically what looks like mulch that you would buy at Home Depot. Disc mulchers are not that. They're there to come take out a tree and spit out the chips out the other end, and like I said, they're bigger chips. 5, 6 to 10 inches is your standard on your first cut. The only way you're going to get small cuts is basically, I'll show you a video later, you top a tree and then you just use the bottom of your ditch to just kind of walk it down and shave it, and you will get those fine chips doing that. No matter what, you'll get it that way. But the problem is you got to process the other half of the tree you top, and when you suck up that half of the tree inside the drum, you're not going to get those fines. You'll get some, but the majority of your piece is going to be 6 to 8 inches, not those little 2 and 3 inch pieces that you get from a drum mulcher. So with that said, when you're buying one, you have to decide what you want. A disc mulcher will save you a little bit of money, but if you got one of those customers who wants what I consider Home Depot mulch on his property, you're buying the wrong mulcher for that. This will go out there and cure land faster than a drum mulcher, but you're not going to get those fine chips. I'm just telling you now, take it with a grain of salt. Somebody can say I'm wrong, but I'm telling you, at 100 hours and about 1,000 hours on what all my buddies are using, I can tell you what they get and what I get. They will get a finer mulch, but it's at a cost. It takes longer to do it. I can have a smaller machine, a smaller disc mulcher, and actually walk faster than they can across material. Let's see, things I don't like about it. And this is not a bad thing, it's just, I'm gonna make another video fixing this. The original way this hose was connected this is a spring that was affixed to here, and it just kind of articulated when you move this head up and down. I didn't like it. It never worked for my track loader. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, I'm just saying it's actually a decent design, and it probably would work for someone else. It did not work for my unit. I'll show you a video on my fix to it. Next video will be a fix to it, and I'm gonna kind of redo something else. Another thing is, legally when you're towing this thing, you always have to have an additional strap on your attachment. What I would do in the past, and actually I'll make a video on that too, I'm gonna weld some hooks somewhere on here so I can strap onto it. I don't like running chains around it because, I mean, let's be frank, chains make everything look ugly because they tear off your paint. The paint job on here is actually really decent. Considering how much stuff I've torn through here, the paint job has actually held up well. But I've been using straps on here. But I have cut 2 or 3 straps in half because everybody knows, and I knew it would happen, this is just bare metal. It will cut straps through constant load being pulled on it. So it cuts those 2-inch, what I call Husky Home Depot straps, which are the best. Instead of putting chains on, I'm just gonna weld some hooks on here where I can just strap right on there with the hooks. That's one thing that, like I said, it's not a bad thing. It just didn't work for what I was using it for. On my particular unit, this didn't work when I lifted up. I had one hydraulic line come loose inside of here. Rut Manufacturing, very quick with phone calls. Probably some of the best damn customer service in the industry. Keep in mind, guys, I own a machine shop. Customer service, in my opinion, is better than the product itself. These guys answer the phone. I'm not saying the other people don't, but I can tell you when you have a problem, they answer the phone, and that is a positive. If you buy shit and people don't answer the phone, nothing pisses me off more. Anybody that's bought something and had it break and customer service doesn't return your calls, you understand where I'm at. This is a lot of money. You don't want to spend that much money and have no one on the other end when you had a problem. But anyway, it was a simple fix. One of the lines just came loose underneath the top, and it was a done deal. Let's see. Material that I've cut. I've actually cut trees that were 24-inch across. However, it was 3 cuts. I had went around it one way, went around it the other way, and then went around it third. It took 3 cuts, but it took down the 24-inch tree at the biggest. It was a pine, it was not hardwood. The biggest oak was probably 12 inches, and that was also a double cut. Went, hit it at one side, came back around, hit and pushed from the other end, and it chopped it down. Stump grinding, I've taken out 36-inch stumps. These are trees someone else cut, and I came back around and took them out. Took out the stumps. But anyway, that is my review. Like I said, the only thing bad may not be bad for everybody, was the hydraulic line location where it clamps on. I'm gonna fix that. Cutter's flawless, man. It has not given me any problems other than that one leak the first week I owned it. And it was fixed through just a phone call. They told me where to look, and you know, I probably could have fixed it myself without calling them, but hey, it was brand new at the time. It was the first week I had it. I'm not gonna go tear something open the first week without letting them know there was an issue. But they've answered the phone every time. Am I biased to Rut Manufacturing? No, but they've been good to me, so I have a lot of their stuff. Obviously, I have the shop, our material building's pretty damn dirty now, but I have the one for the excavator, and I also have the other attachment somewhere over there on the ground, which is the high output brush mower sitting over there. But anyway, like I said, if you're looking to take out brush and you want to get the jobs done fast, the customer's not too concerned about fine Home Depot mulch, this is the way to go. By far, go with the 60-inch. If you got a 120 horsepower machine, go with the 60-inch. It's much better. You'll take out a little bit more material. I chose this one because I know I'm going through a lot of muddy ground. These are people that do a lot of hog hunting, deer hunting, so the ground is soft. I don't want to be towing this big son of a bitch and getting stuck in mud and have to bring heavy equipment to pull me out. This thing floats a little bit better than a 16,000 pound unit would. So I got a 48 with the 74, and it's perfect. If you're looking for fine material, go with the drum style mulcher. In fact, the Rut Manufacturer's in the process of making one. I probably will get one. In fact, I probably will get the prototype or whatnot. I've been in good relationships with them. I give them a lot of feedback, and I'm working on trying to get that prototype from them, so I may or may not get it. We'll see. Thanks, and subscribe to the channel, and you'll see more videos of the machine shop and disc mulching or property clearing, digging ponds, and things of that sort.